Last time we went in depth into the Masenko, but in today's video we're explaining the Makosen. It's a less commonly known technique that Piccolo uses, but it's powerful and can cause reasonable damage. The name Makosen means Demon's Light Ray, and it's the technique that King Piccolo used to defeat Goku in their first fight in Dragon Ball Chapter 144 and Episode 110. The attack was never given a name in the manga and anime, and it was only referred to as that technique by Piccolo's minion. Eventually though, the technique was named the Makosen by Daizenshu 2. The Ki Blast is also listed in the Daizenshu 7 Special Attack Dictionary, where it's described as a powerful Ki Blast which could only be deflected by Goku's Super Kamehameha in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. The Makosen is formed by gathering Ki in both of your clenched fists, appearing as two brightly white coloured spheres of Ki, and firing the Ki Blast suddenly at will by thrusting both of your hands forward. When the Ki is being gathered, the Makosen may appear as a power-up, but it's not, so it's a deceptive tactic to use in battle. Once the Ki Blasts are charged up, the white Ki vanishes from view without emitting from the fists. This gives the user the element of surprise, as the Ki can be released suddenly together or as two separate blasts. King Piccolo used this perfectly against Goku in their first fight, as he distracted Goku with the first blast from his left arm and then completely knocked out Goku with the second blast from his right arm. The Makosen was so powerful that it caused Goku's heart to stop, but fortunately it started beating again after Piccolo left. What's interesting is that in the anime version, the animation staff made a mistake in this scene, as King Piccolo fired both Makosen beams from his left arm, whereas in the manga, as we just said, he shot the first beam with his left and the second with his right arm. What a shame. I'm actually really sad to be criticizing original Dragon Ball. I'm sorry guys, but I happened to notice it. Further on in Dragon Ball, Piccolo Jr. used the Makosen against Goku in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. In this battle, the Makosen was much more dramatic and powerful, as Piccolo Jr. was much stronger than King Piccolo. When Piccolo Jr. charged up the Makosen, he became surrounded by a bright golden aura, and when he released the Ki, it appeared as a bright orange flame that sped at incredible speed towards Goku. Piccolo Jr. released the Makosen all at once with both arms rather than separately, which shows us the versatility of the technique. Piccolo Jr. was trying to destroy Goku and blow up everyone in the arena below, but Goku successfully deflected Piccolo's Makosen with his Super Kamehameha. Super Kamehameha! Well, he was super back then anyways. But this is one of the most amazing moments in Dragon Ball, and can't you remember how fearsome and troublesome Piccolo was, Piccolo Jr., and like how Moro now is? The next time we saw the Makosen was in Dragon Ball Z episode 54, where in the anime only, in Krillin's flashback, King Piccolo decimated a city with the Makosen, which shows its immense power. Piccolo also used the Makosen twice in the Garlic Jr. saga, which is anime only of course. Firstly in episode 112 against Gohan, when Piccolo pretended to be affected by the Demon Water Mist. In the sub and dub, there was no naming of the attack, but he clearly charges up the Makosen in both hands and fires the Ki together. Then secondly in episode 116, Piccolo released a Ki Blast towards Garlic Jr., but due to the positioning of the arms, it's up for debate whether this is the Makosen or just a regular Ki Blast. His hands are brought together in a similar fashion to the Masenko as well, but the positioning is different and the attack isn't named once again. The final instance of Piccolo using the Makosen, as far as I'm aware, was in episode 148 against Android 17. Despite the Ki Blast looking very similar to the Masenko, with a completely different Ki charging stance, Piccolo may have actually just combined the two Makosen beams into one for maximum impact. In addition, Piccolo didn't charge the Ki by clenching his fists, so it's up for debate, as the Ki Blast has more similarities to the Masenko. The reason why we debate whether it's the Makosen is, in the English dub, Funimation added dialogue of Piccolo shouting "Makosen ha!" Makosen ha! when he fired the Ki Blast. The use of the Makosen ha name was dub only. When analysing this clip, It's evident that the Funimation staff got the wrong name for the Makosen as they added the ha bit on the end. They also did this at many times in the series with the Masenko, calling it the Masenko-ha. They probably just thought it sounded cool, which it does. It's not clear if the Funimation dubbed writers knew of this rather obscure attack name, or if they happened to mess up swapping Makosen for Masenko by mistake, as they are written with the same kanji. This could have just been a translation error. But the problem with adding ha on the end is that the name then translates to Demon's Light Ray Beam. So is it a ray or a beam? This makes absolutely no sense and only brings further confusion. And then the second point of error was that the technique Piccolo uses here is definitely not the Makosen. It hardly resembles it and looks more like the Masenko as it's two-handed but charged with a completely different pose position. What do you guys think of the Makosen technique? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. I really want to hear from you guys. And also, if you missed it, check out this video up here in the corner. We went into fully explaining the Masenko, another one of Piccolo's great techniques. So definitely go check out that video to learn more. Thanks guys, and if you enjoyed the video, press that like button and I'll unlock your full potential. No, I really will. And subscribe to expand your knowledge of Dragon Ball and get coverage of Super. And lastly, check out the following videos of mine coming on the end screen. Thanks! Kai Kai!